Can I share a sentence that changed my life completely? We repeat what we don't understand. Let me explain. Now, if I sat here and told you my entire life story, it will make complete sense to you why I do what I do. But what I found was that I was constantly asking why. And it got to a point where I felt like I was cursed. It felt like somebody put a hex on me, because it's like, why the constant loss? Why the constant heartache? Why the constant disappointments and stress? And, honestly, for a lot of us, like, we don't always have the best love lives. We don't always have the most emotionally fulfilling relationships, and it can leave us in a space of, again, wondering why. And the problem with that is that all of it internalizes up. It internalizes, right? We internalize it. And then what ends up happening is that we start to question what is wrong with me. We start to end up with shame and self-doubt and just feeling cursed and feeling punished, right? The self-doubt and the blame is exactly what is blocking us from our healing in the first place. So we kind of have to just understand that at the end of the day, it's because we repeat what we don't understand. Like, if you look at your life, you look at your relationships, you look at your friendships, you look at your jobs, and, everywhere inside of your life, and you find that you keep ending up in these same emotional places. You keep repeating heartache, you keep repeating emotional turmoil, there's emotional chaos, and you have to understand that this is a pattern. If something keeps repeating for you inside of your life, it is because it is a pattern. It means that you are stuck inside of a cycle. If it's these different people and the same feeling, that right there is a pattern. Now, I honestly don't believe that we repeat people, right? We repeat emotional places. We repeat emotional experiences with people. That's why your story can keep changing. It can be a different chapter, a different person, a different scenario, a job, whatever. But you still keep ending up with these same feelings of not being chosen, not being fulfilled, feeling invisible, not feeling good enough. If we are self-aware enough, if we take the time to reflect enough, we can kind of see how these repeated emotional places, even though they are negative, are oftentimes there's a beautiful lesson inside of it that if we learn it, if we do the inner work and we tend to what it is that it is telling us to tend to within ourselves, we will thrive, right? But that was the clearest answer that I got out of all of it, is that we repeat what we don't understand. At the end of the day, if you are repeating these same emotional places, it's because you are stuck in a cycle, right? It means that a pattern is something that keeps repeating. So you're stuck in this cycle, and the best and only way to get out of it is to understanding what the cycle is, understanding what it is trying to teach you. Because if you really look at your life and dig deep, you will see very clearly that if you don't learn the lesson, if you don't learn from that lesson, if you don't level up from that lesson, the lesson is going to keep repeating itself across the board. It's going to show up not only in your relationships, it's going to show up in your friendships, it's going to show up in your jobs, it's going to show up everywhere inside of your face until you actually see the pattern clearly enough to understand that, oh, this is something here that I need to break. Listen, life has a way of revealing patterns that we haven't yet understood. Remember, the patterns aren't a punishment, they are an invitation to awareness. Until we understand the pattern, we often keep returning to it. Now, I don't believe most people are stuck because they're broken. I think that they are stuck because they're trying to solve a pattern that they haven't even yet recognized. At the end of the journey, what really clicked for me was when I started to ask a different question. If I keep arriving at the same emotional places, who or what keeps leading me there? Because what if your heart has been following an internal map that it didn't even know existed? Because if that's true, maybe the question was never, what is wrong with me? What if the actual question is, who drew my map?